What up? What up? Peace to the fam. Coach Khayr, Team Taurus, Mill Valley, California. What it do? This is a build about intimacy, self-discovery, and self-sabotage. And of course, it's on my Toad Adventures. So I was like, yo, I might as well just dialogue these because we got the self-discovery piece going on. That's a class I teach every Thursday with Jasmine Otten. And then I'm on the road with the Toad Man, and I'm having these other discoveries in the entheogenic world. And so I just want to come in and share. So I appreciate if y'all just come in and build with me for a second and just pull over. We're going to chop it up. What up, Team Virgo in Denver? Hey, Kandaka. What up, Latifah? Y'all know the drill. Press 2 if you share this video. If you came to any self-discovery webinar and you're in our private group, please share this in the group. But also press 2 if you share the video. Oh, man. And put your team zodiac up and city and state in where you at. Abdul Kul Tafalatat, Wabazun, Gamafergun, Shalel Kulum. I am in the love of all, and all love is in me. I am a part of all, and all is a part of me. I am one with all, and all is one with me. And I can succeed as a part of all and fail as an individual. I can be all that I wish in all as long as my wish is to stay in all. I am never alone. All is, I am. All can, I can. All does, I do. Estanje Elaku. Self-discovery, man. Woo! Intimacy. Self-sabotage. So I probably will definitely get on some confessions up in this piece right here. I normally don't do confessions, but I'm about to, talk about it just for a second. I'm trying to invite a couple of my folks to come through real quizzic. How y'all been? Me? I've been more than a little bit. That's what I would say. Just a little bit. I'm trying to find my man Luther where he at. All right, let's get into it. All right. You know how sometimes if you need to be added to the self-discovery group, then send me a DM, please. You know how sometimes in your life you do things and you look at it and you be like, man, I'm kind of ashamed of this right here. I'm like self-sabotaging. If my parents saw me, they wouldn't want to see me in this particular scenario or, behaving in this manner that I'm carrying on, right? And we often chastise ourselves real hard, and we know that it's some self-sabotage going on. So if you've ever been in that situation, just press 1, right? And where you honestly know that what you're doing is some uckery, and that builds up like a roll of toilet paper getting rolled up. Like a roll of toilet paper getting rolled up. That's one sheet. Every time you do that, that's one sheet. That's one sheet. That's one sheet. Then you got other times where you in a situation where you do something and you wish everybody could see you. Because you know in your heart that you're doing what God wants you to be doing. That you wish your mama and daddy and your haters and all of that could see you. Press 3 if you ever been in that situation. So everybody should be able to, you should be able to type 13. But if you ain't never been in that situation, then you're definitely doing too much of some ill stuff, right? So I've been wanting to like represent my ancestors and my own self, not just like I think I'm getting to the point where I need to represent me first before I go talking about, oh, well, I'm gonna represent my ancestors, but I ain't gonna represent me. I need to represent me and my character, because who I gotta stay with. My ancestors don't have to stay with me. They don't have no duty to me. You feel me? So this week, well, shoot, ever since last Friday, what's this, Friday? That's a week. So 9 days I've been on this toll journey, traveling with Dr. Jerry, holding space in sacred ceremony, and trying to find another word other than unexplainable for some of the things that I've been watching and some of the things that I've been seeing. Because in a toll ceremony, it's 20 minutes of some of the most intense things a person has ever went through in their life. So for me, it was the most intense thing to this date that I have ever been through in my life, and I've been through a whole bunch of stuff. My daddy dying was really intense. This was past that, okay? And some people are like, man, I can't handle that type of intensity. But when you go through certain types of intensity, it's the unwinding of the toilet paper. Because all of us have built these things around us that are trying, you think is cushioning you, but it's not the real you. What up, Jenny Lee Jackson, Team Sag in Tucson? And if anybody's in LA, I'm gonna be in LA all this week. That's coming up. So if you're in Los Angeles, California area, holla at your boy. I'm definitely down for y'all treating me to lunch or taking me to some belly dancing or whatever. I don't want to go to a strip club or flotation. Anybody know where some good flotation spots is at in LA? I'm down for that too. But this toilet paper needs to be unrolled. Toilet paper ain't no good if you ain't unrolling it. So people been saying, yeah, peels of an onion, peels of an onion. But what about toilet paper? When toilet paper's getting used, you getting rid of shit or snot or some type of waste. So what I've watched with people in these ceremonies this week, and now we're really since last Friday, I've sat in on 49 ceremonies. I'm not going to say I can't get any more humbled because I was humbled when I took the toad myself. So I guess my toad was the first ceremony I sat in, but I sat in from the inside. So I've been in 50 toad ceremonies. Mine was number one. And I'm taking notes in my phone. I'm a researcher. I'm taking notes on every ceremony that I'm in. Boom, 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 right? Birthdays, what sign the moon is in, how this person is reacting. Birthdays, what are they say? What are they saying when they come out? All this type of stuff for my own research, right? And the word that came up earlier was intimacy. The setting is so intimate because it's me, Dr. Jerry, and you. And if you would imagine going on a plane, that's what I tell people. Welcome to Bufo Airlines, where you are the pilot and the plane. Right? Nobody's flying it but you. You're flying it. We put you in the cockpit and you're flying. And it's so intimate. And the things that you see is like just between the people there and God. And we only can see from the outside. So sometimes you see, some people have just accepted the medicine and then integrated and they had all this other stuff. And then it's been different things on the other side. So I'm not getting ready to spoil nobody's surprise. And then you start trying to compare yours with somebody else's. People here have heard the Mike Tyson story and they was like, oh yeah, press 2 if you shared this somewhere. My Paul, let me just stop for a second. Can I get everybody to press 2 if they shared this video? Yeah, because intimacy, self-discovery, and self-sabotage is an important subject. And I want to build with y'all. And if anybody wants to come on here and build with me, just hit the thing and y'all can come up here if y'all know what I'm talking about. Can we look forward to Coach K Toad ceremonies on the East Coast? Tamika, that's a real question. Can you is the question. Can you look forward to it? Because if you look forward to it, that will probably be the first part of influencing the universe for the toad to show up. If the toad call you, this is the thing. I'm going to get back to intimacy, but I want to answer her question. Yeah, for an intimate affair, I've seen people fly from New York to San Francisco and then catch an Uber another 40 minutes north into this secluded area to meet the toad and have this experience. So if the toad was I don't know, 350, 500. I don't know what the price was here. And then he took a flight round trip from New York to San Francisco. Then he had to stay, like get a room or Airbnb, or even if he stayed with a friend, what about the money you spend in the airport? So it's a priority. I don't use the word sacrifice no more. It's a priority. So if you prioritize it, then you'll be there. And sometimes if you prioritize it, then it will come to you, but you might have to go to it. I haven't been to Atlanta. It hasn't come to Atlanta. And now, do I want it to come to Atlanta? Yes, but really not for me, because I can go to it. I don't see not one thing stopping me from getting to it if I want some toad. If I want some toad, and nothing is going to stop me when I'm going, and not from an addiction, but just from that intimacy, just like a partner, right? But I've noticed when I looked at this, a lot of people don't look like me. They don't got my skin color, and they making huge sacrifices and amazing breakthroughs. And I looked and I saw the sisters that was in Detroit and the breakthroughs they made. I was like, every sister that I know that's hurting or talking about they got womb issues or whatever issues you claim you got, the toad is here to help you heal it. But then I'd be like, jokers don't even want to do nothing. And I don't even like saying that, because everybody's like, are you going to bring it to my house? You going to bring it over here? The question is, will you go travel where the toad is at if you know where it's at? That's the real question. Can you look forward to you experiencing the toad? Not trying. There is no trying the toad. Can you see yourself experiencing whatever? Can you see yourself experiencing true intimacy? Let's go back to what I started saying at the beginning. You've experienced yourself experiencing true self-sabotage. Can I get an amen? Well, I've experienced true self-sabotage. What? But I've also experienced true self-discovery. And I've seen true intimacy, and I've prioritized intimacy and self-discovery. Oh, the birds is close. All the animals is so close out here. It's crazy. So, yes, and Ashe, Miss Foster. So, do I want to bring it to the A? I want intimacy and self-discovery for every sister that's out here hurting. But I got to love myself, and I got to put these brothers, I need every brother to see this toad. Really, really. You need to tag a man that you know needs some deep healing. And I've been talking about men groups, and there's no women groups out here dedicated to healing men. And then there's the sage man, and then there's the modern man, rites of maturity and stuff like that. But if you really gonna go on a path, it's gonna have to be some intake of some type of medicine, not just your ego. But especially if you're talking about the ancient way, there is no culture or civilization where you didn't take something in the mouth that took you to a place, right? So men, y'all need the men, man. My brothers need this, because we carry so much stuff in our heart. And then we get afraid. And then we start doing self-sabotage stuff because we done fell for that vulnerable thing. Look at the dragon. Oh, that's a bluebird. Oh my God. Shh, everybody. Oh, and they're gone just like that. They were like inches away. So, and women, everybody's so ashamed of what they look like when they cleansing. Everybody's so when you're ashamed of what you look like in your cleansing, that's a part of self-sabotage. When you shaming yourself. But true intimacy, man, is when you accept every piece about your experience. And most of the time we put intimacy towards sex and intercourse and tantra and all of this other type of stuff, right? But intimacy is really the relationship that you want to have with God. And everybody is bluffing about, yeah, God is in me, God is in me. Can you demonstrate it? Can you give me an occasion where you were speechless, where you can't even verbalize that God in you? You can say God is in you, but can you experience it and tell me a point or point to a day where it was like that and it was indescribable? I can. And I seen 49 people who've been in that space where they had an intimate relationship with themselves, the creator, and wherever they were. And it was life changing. It's life changing for me just to watch it, to hold space. And that is I respect all the space holders, but you space holders, we gonna have to experience these medicines ourselves. Just like a person who holds ayahuasca space, guess what? They tried ayahuasca. A person who's holding space for somebody trying magic mushrooms, they trying magic mushrooms. I hold space when I'm teaching somebody Tai Chi. That's because I got an intimate relationship with Tai Chi. I got an intimate relationship about meditation. I got an intimate relationship about my magic or my altar or working with my candles. So the intimacy though starts to really go in. And just imagine the toilet paper just moving so fast, you just really can't keep up with it. It's just a long, well, you just be like, man, how long is this toilet paper? That's how many layers that you have of the craziness in your life. You got all these layers of craziness in your life that are getting split through. And that's what I'm watching when I'm seeing people launch and go there and they're dealing with their stuff. You really don't have enough years left in your life to deal with all of your shit. That's what I've realized. You do not have enough years left. And I'm going to be an immortal. And I want to give a big shout out to Seafood Kelly Larson, who says, I am a clearing machine. I am a work in progress. So I wouldn't call it a shortcut, but there is an express lane. But the express lane is only for the spiritually mature and the spiritual warrior. You ain't come down here to be passive. That's why I understand there's not enough toad for everybody. Some people I can look and be like, oh, you should get some toad. I think toad is for those who right there at a breakthrough, but they ain't had that breakthrough. But for folks who not even looking and ain't thinking about no breakthrough, I would never recommend. I wouldn't even open my mouth. I'd just be like, you should drink more water. I'm a good spiritual pharmacist. I'll write you a remedy of drink more water and get some more plants around your house. What up, Hilts, Nikki? Peace to the fam. But intimacy, man, and self-discovery, that's how you're going to discover the intimacy and how you're going to stop the self-sabotage. That's the opposite of self-sabotage is intimacy. And I know you can't have because intimacy doesn't have a painful connotation. Intimacy has a really heartfelt connection to it. What up, Team Virgo in Chicago? So, yes, but self-sabotage, that is some craziness. So, do I want to get this joint back to the A? Absolutely. Do I want to hear some people saying, yo, where he going to be at next? How can I get some? Where do I need to go? Where I need to go to find this out? You know what I'm saying? And Amira, when you going to be back in LA? I'll be in there in the morning. Are you picking me up from the airport? Get yourself together. So that's what I really, but you know what? If it happens and it's in the A or it's in Chicago or it's in Florida or it's in DC or whatever, it's going to be how you prioritize this intimacy. So everybody that's on here, think about right now, I want you to grade yourself on a scale of 1 to 10. What priority is your intimacy? My baby Mira says I land in 30 minutes. She got Wi-Fi on the plane. I'm asking one more time, what is your level of prioritizing your intimacy? Or what, on a scale of 1 to 10, 1 is your intimacy is not a priority. But on a scale of 1 to 10, in the way that I've explained it, intimacy, do you have that prioritized? And I'm not talking about, and you see I'm very careful in not using the word sacrifice. I'm not using the word sacrifice on none of this. It's about the prioritizing. And when you move it to the top, God will see you moving it to the top. And then God will start making ways for you. The universe will start opening doors for you when you see that, when they be like, oh, I heard your mouth say something, but I don't really know. Like, is you for real, for real? Like, your mouth said something, but, you know, are you really, really going to, you know, put some effort behind making this happen? And then they'll wait and test you. So that's why I'm on some keep my mouth shut. And because for me now, where I'm at, when it rolls out my mouth, it be ready to happen. And I done got hungry. I gotta get me something to eat before I go get in this car. I didn't hear the explanation, but intimacy was something I meditated on this full moon all day. Okay, it's 7:21. I got a couple of minutes. Somebody let me know when it's 7:30. Yeah, hunger just hit me all in my stomach. And I ain't trying to buy no airport food, or not a lot of it. So now, if intimacy is prioritized out of 9, then are you moving like that? Well, not just a 9, but some of y'all say 10, 8, 5, 7. Are your movements akin to the number that you said or your intimacy was prioritized? That's a yes or no question. There can't be a gauge of, oh, you could gauge like what level of priority it is. But where are you in your movement? Are you making movement or are you not? And it's okay if you not, because you have to realize, no, I'm not. Sometimes ain't good enough, Latifah. Yes or no. What's the movement look like? Sometimes it's got to be, because this energy starts to unfold. This energy starts to unfold as you start participating in it, right? So it's just like a baby. You can't sometimes tend to the baby, or sometimes tend to your bladder, or sometimes tend to the hunger in your stomach. You gotta tend to it daily. It's got a daily practice. Your intimacy, after you prioritize it, it's got to be a daily practice. So even the person who got a 4 on prioritization of their intimacy, their daily practice got to be a yes. It's got to be a yes if you want the breakthroughs. So that's an easy formula. I ain't got the breakthroughs because I don't have a yes. As soon as you put the yes on it, then the breakthroughs will start happening. Because remember, it's so much toilet paper that you got to let off. And we done built so much toilet paper around us to make us look like something that we really not. That's that thing about that toad. That toad humbles you, not will humble you. It's waiting to humble all of you who out here curious about it. It's just out here waiting to humble you. Yep. Right. So, but you can do it yourself, man, by prioritizing, you know, your movements. That's how I look at it. So, I hope that was good for y'all today. That's all I got. My adventures out here on the road. If you're going to be in the LA area, or if you can get to the LA area and you are interested in experiencing this thing I'm talking about, all you got to do is hit me on my inbox. And yeah, very, very interesting. Or it may take you a minute because it took me 60 or 90 days because it was February. Was it February or March when it probably was like 6 months, probably like November of last year when I started hearing a little bit about the toad. And then I seen the Mike Tyson video, and then I started doing other research, and then I was just like, what is this? So it took me some months. So for me, I'm doing just like my teacher said, plant the seed and walk away. It might be September of next year before you get the experience. But and you may never experience it. But I just want you to prioritize your intimacy, your level of self-discovery, because that's the antecedent to your self-sabotage. And some of us, we doing self-sabotage indirectly. We're doing self-sabotage, and that's a part of our toilet paper. But we winding the toilet paper up to cover up our self-sabotage when we should be letting our toilet paper out. I'm going to use that right there. Let me go tell Jerry about that. I like that. DNA explosion. Yeah. So that's me for this evening. I appreciate it. On a scale of 1 to 10, how do we do on the share? I hope you picked up something from it. What was the biggest thing that you picked up from this share this evening? Please type that in. If you just got on here, you know you owe me a share. Press 2 to get that out there. But give me that number first. And I found you in peace, and I'm going to end in prayer. I'm going to leave you in prayer. And a bako gijilaki menka tatia tezera kabel renadam chasag venu tahara nunaran nagebo the sheye kadeka kapava shamra barkam taram rakame to zika take to meet gamna kasim kadosh baru tufka na hela teka yakid gehalam chapanez or kreka tushka teka shavata kabel ushma to zakatanu your dea talamo burrukshem kavumakuto alam vaed. Latifa said, prioritizing her intimacy. Facts. Yeah, man. Because your intimacy is going to cause other breakthroughs. Yep. And it's going to lower, because you can't do intimacy and self-sabotage at the same time. That's what I'm telling you. If you concentrate, move up the intimacy, then the self-sabotage will go down. But if you got a high tendency, or you can just look at people around you, and they don't have they have a lot of self-sabotage, and you call them can't get right and stuff like that. You know why? It's because they're not they're not prioritizing. You're gonna have to grab control of the reins sooner or later. Cha, what up, God? Peace, peace, peace. I'm sure, Chama just hit you on the inbox. You ain't gonna chop it up. You know what I'm saying? You might be in Mexico when I'm in there. You might not. I'm gonna find out where you at. All right? I'm gonna holler at y'all. Peace. Oh, Thursday's class. This Thursday's class for self-discovery is about the pathway to magic and what's proper. This Thursday, 9 o'clock, self-discovery class.info is going to be the pathway to magic and what is proper. Oh, absolutely. Last week's class, we covered definitely some fundamentals with the spiritual maturity and awareness. Now we're getting ready to, inch it up a little bit. I would miss this class because I think the first Thursday in October, I won't be available. Okay, so you might want to double down on this week's class. All right, yeah. Of course, this is coming up. It's the 7th, 12th. This will be the 19th, and then because I'm gonna be traveling, yo. Wow. Let me just look at my schedule. But I know one of these joints I'm gonna have to miss. So we're gonna holler at y'all. Peace.